Hello, I'm Brittany Hazelton, and this is Architects Artistry, where we explore the arts in our area. Today's guests are leads on an upcoming all age electronic dance music party that'll be held at the Remington Garage. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
All
Hey,
right. Go ahead, V. You start, please.
my name is V. Nguyen. I am currently in Houston, Texas, and I'm very excited for this first collab with myself and Brandon.
And that Brandon would be me. I am Brandon. I'm from here, Shreveport. I've been a DJ for a while, and I had a really cool idea to throw a party, and so that's what we're gonna do.
All right. So first, tell me about the event. When is it, and what can people expect from this event?
Sure. Let me just start from the beginning. During the pandemic, I was DJing a lot on Twitch, and I met a lot of people from around the world, and I talked to a lot of people that had various disabilities, and they all had like similar stories of how they don't get to go to shows for different accessibility reasons.
Yeah.
And frankly, that just sucks. And so I was like, well, why don't we try to see if we can solve those problems? And, people who might get left out typically, we want to make sure they're welcome too. And so I was talking to my friend Dee at the Remington, and she was talking about the various venues they have there. And I was like, that music
Yeah.
garage is pretty awesome. Is it wheelchair accessible by chance? And she says, yes, it sure is. And so then that started giving me brainstorms. And then my friend V and her brother Nat were talking about coming to visit. And they said, hey, do you know of anywhere we could DJ and have some fun?
Yes.
And so I was like, you know what? Let me ask. And so one thing led to another, and now we're having a party.
That's great. The Remington Garage is a great venue. My husband actually helped paint and prepare it back when it was just like a raw tire garage.
Very
Like he
cool.
was one of the people that helped clear it out and paint it and fix it all up. And
That's
uh, I
awesome.
I personally went to that venue for the Crew of Highlands coordination party that they had a few years back. So it's a cool place, and definitely throws a great party. So I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Um,
We're excited.
so that's a great. So V and her brother, you both are DJs, and that's why this all came together, huh?
Well, my brother is a DJ, yes, and then he also
Okay.
does photography on the side. He's been practicing both for maybe 8 years now. And I started out as his plus one, and then I started helping as well. I started helping with the pictures, and then slowly I had more part in his events, and then I became an MC for his certain events that he does.
Nice.
And so Brandon is such an amazing soul. He came down here for my brother's birthday. He was a headliner for his big DJ event. We had about six DJs, and Brandon had called it Nat's Not So Rave Birthday Party. And so when he came down, we were just discussing ideas. And, I have to say, sometimes the stars just align correctly for
Yeah.
things to happen. And we had talked about an event like this sometime in the future, but we didn't expect it to be this soon. And so I was very excited. Brandon has a million ideas, so many amazing ideas, and he's also not new to DJing in the area. He's done so many different types of events. And then I am in education. I've been in education since 2006. And so I have a big heart for, students, kids. And
Oh,
we had discussed that, Brandon and myself, that we want to do something that is for everyone, for
yeah.
all involved, all the senses. And so, again, being in education, my mind just goes and goes and goes. And he was sharing with me about uh, deaf people. And then I had shared with him that I work with a big department of deaf education in my school district. And
Oh,
it's just so beautiful just to see. And I don't work with those students directly, but I do visit a lot when I'm on the campuses. So I travel to, I want to say minimum 12 to 16 campuses each week.
oh
And
wow.
it's such a blessing for me to support so many kids. And so when this idea came about with Brandon, I was all for it. And it just seemed very organic that all our ideas came together. And so this event I feel is it's going to be great.
That's
Um,
wonderful.
And we've
I did
been,
have I did want to ask some questions. Like, it's cool that you guys are including all ages, and there was actual discussions I've had previously on my podcast to other musicians about how there isn't a venue and places for younger age people to experience music in different settings, and it's something that Shreveport used to have, and it's I think it's nice that you guys are including all ages because you can't you got to influence more musicians and DJs in those new upcoming generations. The best way to do it is expose them to those environments and get that influence, right?
mhm.
So thank you for making it all aged. I'm happy for that.
We're
Um,
also talking to the Deaf Action Center. I've been talking to Wendy and Earl, and we're trying to get an American Sign Language interpreter to be on stage with the DJ.
oh
We're still working out that. A lot of our music does not have words, so they're
yeah.
to translate. So basically, we need an ASL interpreter who can do a little interpretive dance too. So that's something we're working. Wonka Bass has promised us that the speaker system can be felt. So that
I
way,
can.
if anybody can't hear the music, they'll still be able to feel it.
Yeah, they have a reputation for the
Uh,
low bass that you feel it, and I understand that that kind of loud, that vibrational music is especially good for people who are deaf. They can enjoy that sensation, and it's
right.
how they really feel music is through that kind of louder
Mhm.
bass.
Well, and one of our long-term goals, I've talked to a company called Subpack. They make those haptic vests that vibrate with music for video games or
Oh,
whatever. And I'd like to get like 50 to 100 of those. So if we did have deaf ravers out, they could wear that and feel the music wherever they go.
that would be wonderful.
So that's one of our long-term goals, but they're way on back order and expensive. So that's something we'll work on in time. But I saw it's called Def Rave out of the UK, and there's a deaf DJ who has these type of vests and
Oh
teaches
wow.
deaf people how to DJ. And I just thought that'd be cool if I could try to incorporate some of those ideas to include more people. Um,
That'd be great.
reached out. I reached out to Louisiana Association for the Blind. They're going to email me back soon. We've been talking to just help me out, make sure I'm doing things right. I found a printer who can do full color flyers pressed in Braille, so that's one
Oh,
of our
nice.
long-term goals as well. Also, I'm speaking with Holy Angels. I invited them to come out. I know they sell handmade stuff. So I reached out to them to see if they wanted to come hang out with us and sell some of their stuff or just come party. So I'm talking to them about that, which is pretty cool too. Because like I said, it's like we said, it's for everyone. Everybody glows, everybody. And so
So
we
that's
want to
that
make
brings up the question about the theme. The theme overall is glowing, right? Everybody glows. Can you tell me how you came up with that idea and how is it coming together?
yeah, so starting out, I didn't have a name. I called it Project Y'all. Because I saw one of those T-shirts that says "Y'all means all," and so I was like, I like that. That's my temporary name until we come up with something. So it was Project Y'all, and then just the more I thought about it, I was thinking every one glows is cool, but what I like about everybody glows is it works two ways. Everybody glows and everybody glows, so it's got
Oh,
double meaning, and
Everybody.
and and that's the goal of this whole project. We would like to grow it, and like I said, we've got long-term goals, and we're working on as much as possible for this first one, so we can try things out, see what works, see what doesn't, And it's been great. Everyone we've talked to has gotten pretty excited and wanted to help us in some way. I mean, we couldn't have done it without the Remington Wonka base.
Yeah.
There's a local artisan I met named Chung who runs
Oh
Blank
yeah.
Creations. And I saw that she had hot sauce that glows. So I said, "Hey, I'm having a party. You think you could help me make some drinks that glow?" And then, so of course, yeah, the genius that she is, she helped us come up with that. We're going to have
She is the
5 hot
master of
bottles.
glow. Yeah,
Yeah, she's
she
so
really
great.
is. She was the perfect artist for you to get connected with for that theme, honestly.
I was so lucky to come across her on Reddit of all places, and then I saw her out, and yeah, and then she called her friend Mr. Grilled Cheese, who's
Hmm.
gonna have his yummy yummy, and then of course they made some sauce that they can put on there that also glows, so
Oh
that'll be
yeah.
a little extra thing.
Oh
There's
yeah, she's known for making especially spicy
Oh yeah, I don't do
sauces
the
that are really
spicy, but she does. She makes fire. I think they said there's one called lava, and
Mm,
whatever I do, don't eat
I've
it.
I've had that. She also has mild ones, ones that don't have too much spice, or more of a garlicky
Yeah,
taste.
that's what
But
she
yeah,
was saying. The garlic.
she and her
Yeah.
group Pepper Pals, they make a lot of really cool
Mm,
spicy sauces.
that's really
So
neat.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that she's involved. Can you tell me a little bit about the other DJs and artisans that are involved in this?
Absolutely. Let's see here. Let me go. I got Lauren Ross is a local artist who's allowing us
Oh,
to come into her warehouse and borrow
nice.
some stuff. So
Lauren
we're
Ross
gonna
is cool.
go raid the warehouse, and I'm so thankful she's helping us with decorations. Let's see. I've got, oh yeah, out of Houston, our friends that help run the shows there, Dragon's Breath Fog Juice, they're making the trip over to bring us black lights and lasers and
Oh,
the fog so you can really see the lasers. It's gonna be really awesome. And then we'll have Betty Seaman, who does tie-dye stuff. Our friend from Houston, Kaizen, does tarot and rune reading. So I'm kind of
nice.
excited to have that little touch. Doomsday Glass makes handmade cups and glasses and stuff, and he's going to be out there. So for the DJs, we already mentioned her brother Nat. He'll be coming over
Mm-hmm.
from Houston, bringing his DJ gear, so we have something to play on. And the next is my friend Brandon from Longview, who goes by the DJ name Tramiel. He's gonna come play some bass house to help shake the room. And then we got local favorites, DJ Delusion. Oh no, it's Doug, who's
Oh
from
yeah.
Wonka Bass, and Kate Alex, who you also know. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna play a set because that's what I do. And then our one of the Wonka based dudes from like behind the scenes, Rylan, like he's been helping me reach out and find different people, and he's been such a big help. He got Chase and Abby are gonna come do their performance stuff with hula
Nice.
hoops. Those I can't even say the word, but it's really cool. Chase is amazing with that stuff. And then we're gonna have Justin and Shannon come and each do a thing. I think Justin juggles, and it's gonna be fun just having a little bit of performance everywhere. I'm gonna make visuals, so all the screens will have stuff to look at. V is working on essential oils, so we're gonna have smells that will
Oh, that's
change
fun.
throughout the night. She will also be face painting with UV paint.
Oh, nice.
We got a whole bunch of UV temporary tattoos, glow sticks. Canebrake Apartments is sponsoring us with a whole bunch of glow bracelets, and I think they're bringing t-shirts.
Yeah, I saw Cambridge was involved.
So
That's
that
cool.
was real great. Allie was able to get us that. That's oh no, it's Doug's partner, Allie. She was able
Oh.
to hook that up. So she's also been a big help. It's like I said, this whole thing was just a fun idea, but I needed people, I needed talent, and fortunately other people believed in the idea, and we were all able to come together with our various skills and equipment and ideas, and now we've got this thing. And
Well,
it's
there's a lot of great talents in our area, so I'm not surprised they came out of the woodwork. And it's cool to hear some people from Houston and other places are coming in and, it's kind of almost a collaborative thing between Shreveport and Houston
Absolutely. Oh,
people.
and I'm
That's
sorry, I forgot one. Cooperman's Candy and Co. will be there
okay.
with like stuff like coloring book stuff you can draw, as well as they'll be making beaded bracelets, the candy with all
Oh,
the colors. We got some glow in the dark beads, and it's what V said when she first saw the venue. She's like, I don't want any chairs inside. We're gonna have experiences. So when people come in,
oh,
it's gonna be this here, this here, this here, this here. And so ever since she told me that, that's what I've been working to do with all these awesome people. And you're gonna come in, it's gonna be an experience. And
nice.
like I said, it's for everybody. I've had life-changing experience and stuff like this. And, I'd hate to think someone couldn't go because the wheelchair wouldn't get in the building or whatever. And
Everybody deserves to have a good time, right?
absolutely everybody glows.
So
Exactly.
yes, just as Brennan had just outlined. So this event is more so a census exhibit with music as well. So what I was sharing with those all of us involved when we came to meet down about a month ago, I had wanted the attendees when they come in to be transformed, to step into a new place, like a whole new world from the outside to the inside. When they come in, it's a big experience.
Oh,
So the senses that we have, touch, smell, see, taste, and hearing. So the hearing is we have the DJs, and Brandon had secured some amazing artwork that the attendees can come and touch and experience. And then the smells, we have different scents that I am getting for the oils. And then, of course, we have the UV, the lights for the glowing and the glow in the dark drinks and food. So what we were wanting is an experience that continues throughout the event. Not you come
yeah.
in, you see this, you hear the music, and that's it. So the beautiful thing about the Remington Garage is that they have an indoor space and an outdoor
Oh,
space.
yeah.
And so it's perfect to have a great feng shui flow in and out. I know that during this time of year it's very hot. So as the sets and then it becomes cooler, we will open the large glass garage doors.
Yeah.
And my brother Nat actually he's in charge of doing a beautiful sunset mix. So the
Uh,
music's gonna go from this, the matches the BPM for when it's daytime, and then as the sun goes down, the garage doors open. It's gonna be beautiful.
oh,
It's
yeah. It
really
definitely has a great flow that building does with the garage doors opening as large as they do, and people can easily come in and out. So I
Mhm.
look forward to seeing that. Also, so I wanted to ask a little bit, how long, Brandon, have you been DJing yourself? You said you started on Twitch, right?
No, no, no. I got my first pair of turntables probably 25, 26 years ago. I'd have to do the math. So I've been
That's
DJing
cool.
a long time. And
Oh,
when
wow.
I turned 21, I worked at the casinos as a bartender first, and then I would go downtown and DJ. And then when I was at Horseshoe, I got recruited from the bar to go to advertising. And so I went and worked, Horseshoe and Harris for I think the next 10 years in the advertising, marketing, promotions. I think every two
That's great.
years I got a different role. And so I didn't DJ as much then. I was more full-time doing all that. And so in that time, I did a million events across those two casinos and would occasionally do music stuff, but not as much. And then when the pandemic happened, might have even been a little bit before the pandemic, I started getting the itch to get back into the music. I think it was around 2017. I bought just a cheap little $250 DJ controller so I could
Oh,
have some fun at home. And then, like I said, then at 2020, when the pandemic hit, I was on Twitch twice a week, and
very nice.
made a ton of friends around the world because I really like trance music, which isn't too popular down here. So like most of the people that I hung out with that would come into my channel and subscribe and all that all lived on the other side of the planet. So
Yeah, trance is popular in the Europe scene and a lot
you
more than.
Yeah,
here.
the UK is 6 hours ahead of us, and then Amsterdam, that area is I think 7 hours ahead. So I'd play at like 10 a.m. or 12 on a Saturday, have a nice crowd going, and then still have the rest of my day.
Well,
So,
actually, when it comes to Twitch, that's actually where I got my start. Streaming.
very cool. Yeah.
I would stream painting and stream playing video games,
Mhm.
Apex specifically. I was a
Okay.
very competitive Apex player. But yeah, so I have my experience. Imaginatious Gaming is actually the name of our Twitch. Is Imaginatious.
I like that.
Gaming
That's
Guild
cool.
is our game in the her gamer guild name. So
Okay.
it was always me and my husband and sometimes friends and my husband would get into it and he would do voice acting for characters because he has a very great voice acting voice. He can like and he can he can basically do all the cast of Family Guy and he can do impressions of singers like David Bowie or
That's funny.
Peter Piece Steele from Typo Negative. He's got a huge range. It's kind of
That's
crazy.
really cool.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see, someone else that did Twitch for a bit, but that's really why it was easy for me to get into the podcasting is because I
Yeah.
kind of already had that experience.
Mhm. In fact,
Um,
we're working on streaming the event, but I'm not guaranteeing it. I think we're going to be able to. We're hoping to.
Hey, just get a laptop in there. Hopefully, you have a good enough signal to
They
run
have
it all
Wi-Fi.
right.
I verified that they do have Wi-Fi, so I might be bringing my desktop and setting up a couple cameras so we can stream it. I'm still working out logistics to make sure we're gonna have enough plugs.
Well, if you do figure out that you're going to be able to stream it, send me the Twitch link that you're going to be
Sure.
using and
Yeah,
everything,
I'll
and
let you know.
I'll add that to the story.
Sure.
Um, so what other kind of electronic music can we expect during this event besides trance?
So we're gonna have trance, techno, house, and various subgenres within there. And there's always so many, so I just make it easy. Techno, trance, house. There'll probably be some break beats, and then oh no, it Doug is gonna be playing the dubstep, wah wah wah, that kind of stuff. And so
Yeah.
we tried to set the lineup in a way that the music will still kind of flow and fit, like she said, with the sunset and everything else. So it's gonna be a good night. We've all worked real hard to make every little detail just right.
All right. So personally, what advice would you give to someone wanting to become a DJ like you?
Um, don't expect to make money doing it. It's not like a career because you need a job. Sure, it'd be great. Yeah, there are people that make money doing it, but there's also probably a million DJs right now. There's a million DJs, literally at least a million
Hmm.
DJs right now. So if you want to get into it, do it because you love music, not because you think you're going to get famous and make money doing it.
So
Because
do it for the passion of it.
yeah, that's the thing. It was always secondary for me because I'm not, a superstar or anything. I just love music. And so that's what I do. I do it for me. And that's why I said like in 2017 when I was getting back into it, I just bought a cheap little DJ controller. I didn't need anything fancy. Just enough to have some fun and just let the music do the work. And so that's why I do it. I don't, there's no money in it. It's a hobby you pay for. I mean, but I enjoy it. And so if someone wants to do it, it's because they need to do it because they love music, not because of social media or
Yeah.
fame or money. I mean, everybody would love, lots of people would love to get famous or rich, I'm sure, but you're not gonna get famous or rich just being a
Hey,
DJ.
you just gotta have the passion for it and maybe the followers will come,
You
right?
know,
Well, it helps if you make your own music.
Brandon is just not a music person, a DJ, in the mind of his is he is so meticulous. He has so many ideas and everything that he does is so well thought out.
Oh.
Every aspect, I'm not sure if he gives himself enough credit, but he's amazing. He's a jack of all trades.
He's humble, right?
Yes, very.
I'm just really good with computers.
Hey, I mean, being good with computers is good skill to have overall,
Yes.
right?
The 21st century, so yeah.
Especially when you're a streamer and stuff like that. You got to be a little good at computers too.
Right, you got to do graphics, video, audio, web, everything. It's just so
Mhm.
much.
Mhm.
Okay, so what I would like to ask, last thing I'd like to ask you guys is how would someone go about following you guys on social media, and how would they go about following this event?
Well, we are on Facebook under I
Walker.
used my Spacewalker alias to do this, and then we're calling it Spacewalker Imaginations that are putting on the event. But they can find us just by going to everybodyglows.com. That's the easiest.
Hey, that's a simple link.
And then you can get from there, you can get to the tickets and I'm to the Facebook, and I might have to adjust one thing, but yeah, everybodyglows.com will get you where you need to go.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we go?
Just that, this is a good vibes only kind of party. So if you want to come be yourself and have a great time, we want you to come with us and just be yourself.
And it will be an experience that you've never seen before.
All right. Thank you guys so much for talking to me. And hopefully, if you guys do this again, let me know. I might can hook you up with a few artists that would also like to be involved in this kind of
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
Uh, I know quite a few. I know some that could really like probably up the experience a bit. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
so next time y'all do it, let me know and I'll get you guys connected even more.
Thanks.
And
Yeah, we're definitely gonna grow this. We're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna make it bigger each time, and we're always looking for people who believe in the idea that want to help.
all right, thank you guys so much and thank you for talking to me.
All right, thank you so much. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.